today I want to talk about how to find the perfect strategy for you almost instantly without having to spend hours and hours researching, option strategies and how option strategies work and things like that. So let's say, for example, you're looking at Microsoft stock, ticker symbol MSFT. And let's say, you do some analysis on the stock and you end up looking at the chart and you believe that by the end of next week, Microsoft stock will be at $310 a share. And so you go into the options then for Microsoft and you basically want to trade options on it. However, there's a couple of problems here. The problem is there's a lot that you need to think about here, that you need to research, that you need to know about to enter an options trade. So for example, the first question that might pop up is, what strategy can I work that works with the criteria that I came up with? The criteria being that I believe Microsoft will be at $310 a share by the end of next week. Another question is a big one. What strategy can I use that also fits within a certain budget? There's a lot of people who only have maybe $50, $100, $200 to trade with. So you need to also find a strategy that fits that budget, that you can spend that money and be able to enter the trade. Another big question, what strategy or what strike price do I use after figuring out the strategy that I need to use? So there's a lot of questions. And I think that's why a lot of people stay away from trading options, because there's so many questions. There's a lot of research and time that you need to spend that, people just decide to stay away, not really spend time. Maybe they're too busy, whatever it might be. Now, luckily for us, there's a free tool that you can use to automatically do all of this for you. So let me show you this tool and how you would use it. So this tool is going to be on OptionStrat. And again, I'll put a link to OptionStrat in the description below. A very great tool for a lot of different things, like visualizing an options trade. And also for what I'm about to show you here today, this is completely free to use here. So what we're going to do here, we're not going to go to the build section, which is where I normally go. We're going to go to this next section next to it that says optimize. So let's go ahead and click on this here. So this is OptionStrat optimization tool. And that's exactly what it does. It optimizes and finds the perfect option strategy for you, depending on some criteria here that you enter. And it basically instantly gives you a couple of different options that you might consider. So for example, let's go to my earlier example, which was on Microsoft. So I would first come in here and find that stock. So ticker symbol MSFT. Here's Microsoft. I would go ahead and select it here. Now, after this, there's two different ways you can go about this here. So maybe you don't have a specific price in mind, but you do have a specific sentiment. So for example, maybe you're very bearish on Microsoft. You could come in here and click on that. Maybe you're just bearish, so you would click here. Maybe you're neutral. That's what you would be if you think it's going to be at $310 a share by the end of next week. Directional, so that means you think it's going to make a big move up or down. Maybe you're bullish on it, or maybe you're very bullish. Those are all the different options that you have here. Or the other approach you could take is, if you do have a specific price in mind, you can just go ahead and enter it here. And then depending on what you enter here, this will automatically change. So again, if we think it's going to be at $310 a share by the end of next week, and again, this is just me making this up, then once we enter it, you can see, this switches to neutral, because that would be, you would want to use a neutral option strategy with that. So then, like I mentioned earlier, another big question is, well, I need to find a strategy that fits within my budget, within the amount of money that I'm willing to spend or that I have available to spend. So maybe let's say your budget is only, I don't know, let's say like $500. So you would come in here and type in $500. And then finally, or two more things actually. The next one would be the expiration date. So I said the end of next week. So that would be May 12th. So I'll just leave it as May 12th. And then finally, we have this slider here. So if you slide this more towards the left, it's going to show you examples that are going to have a higher return. But remember, with higher return, also is going to come a lesser probability of you potentially making any money. Now, on the other end of this is max chance. So a higher probability of you making money. But again, with that also comes less return. Or you can do it somewhere in between to kind of have an equal balance. So let's say maybe I want to lean a little bit more towards, max return. So maybe I can just go like 2 this way here. So now that we have all of this said and done here, take a look. We have 2 options here that OptionStrat instantly gives us here. Right? No having to spend hours and hours on YouTube finding different strategies, how they work, are they neutral strategies, what strike prices. Here it just instantly does that for you. And so this is a great place to start, right? We have 2 options. We have Iron Butterfly and we have Iron Condor. Now I would still, after selecting one of these, go and do some research. But now at least you know what to research. You don't just, randomly start looking at different videos hoping that, the right thing will pop up. Now you know exactly what you need to go search for and look at. So let's say I'm interested in this Iron Condor, right? I would come in here and click on Open in Visualizer to see this more in depth. So here you have an Iron Condor. It's on Microsoft, expiring May 12th. We have all the different strikes, right? We don't have to worry about the strikes. I would still do some research on what the strike prices mean and how they work, but it basically automatically did that for us here. So here we're entering for a credit, $340, max loss, $410, max profit is the credit we receive, $340. If you have the premium version of OptionStrat, they give you a chance of profit. According to them, this has a 52% chance of profiting. And then we have our break evens here between 304.10 and 315.90. And so then we have the actual chart, which we can, visually take a look at what our profit or loss might be depending on the date, depending on the share price here. And so we can, zoom out a little bit or zoom in if we want to here. Then we can also mess around with implied volatility and, take a look at how that impacts the strategy here. But as you can see, right, this is a very great place to start. It just automatically gives you these options. And then from there, you can go ahead and do some more research on those options. You know exactly what you should be looking for now. Now, let's just do another very quick example. Let's say maybe, I'm looking to trade Apple. Let's say I'm bullish on Apple. And let's say I don't have a specific target price, but I'm just bullish on it. So this time I'll just click on bullish here. It'll automatically fill a target price for you. And let's say my budget's a little bit more this time. Let's say it's maybe like $1,000 or something like that. And then maybe I want to go a little bit further out, like May 26th. And maybe this time I want to go more towards, max chance or something like that. So now again, we have 3 different options here. We have a long call, we have a bull call spread, or we have a bull put spread. So now immediately you know exactly what you should go do some research on. I should go research bull put spread, or maybe you like the bull call spread better, so you go research that. Maybe you like the long call better, you can go research that, right? And just kind of, this gives you a good place to start without you having to spend so many different, so many hours looking at different things. So anyways, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Check out the Discord, link to it in the description below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think. And I will see you guys next time.